Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Red Corner. This is the Premier League review. We are recording this right after, those bloody Spurs, 1 United 0. Well, first of all, welcome, fellas. Welcome, Clem. James,
Thanks,
what's
man.
happening? LG, what's happening?
3 points, fam. That's what's up. Nothing much, eh? Nothing much.
Look,
Yeah. Look. I almost don't want to say this because he's a legend, but I'd be like, bro, you were just playing rude. He's struggling there, so I wouldn't get too excited about that. But you did the
No.
thing. You did the thing.
Excitement aside, I'm just saying we got 3 points. I'm just making a factual statement, Chief.
Yeah.
I'm not projecting. I'm not,
Clearly, you guys can see Leicester's not here today. He's obviously run away after his exploits there at Brighton. Let's actually start with that one. Yo, bruh. 3-0, 0 shots on target. What the heck, bruh? Like, those guys, it feels like Chelsea, like, I still remember it so fresh in my mind. Chelsea in the title race, and they were consistent. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how is this the same Chelsea that finished? What was it, like 8th or whatever it was, but who was 13th for a large part of last season? Yeah, now they're starting to find their way now. Out of the top 4, they're currently in 6th. City leapfrogged them, Bournemouth leapfrogged them. They've got Newcastle on their ass now. Interesting times there by Chelsea. Cole Palmer has gone cold. What's happening?
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing how they go from in the title race to just completely falling apart. I think they might be joining us down there at the bottom soon.
Nah. Slow down.
I'm looking at the log, man, and I think at least Chelsea's mathematically safe. So I'll say we've got a bit of catching up. But let me just see. Newcastle's behind them. Chelsea's on 43 points. Newcastle's on 41 points. The Newcastle Chelsea's playing Villa next. Newcastle's playing Forest. So that'll be interesting. Depending on
what are the thoughts? What is the reason for Chelsea's kind of like, falling off?
I have a theory. And I think it's just mentality. When your manager is coming out in the middle of an actual title race factually and saying stuff like we're not in the title race, he's almost setting the precedent that, guys, yes, no pressure, but also there's no expectation for you to overperform, right? You're doing well, and he's almost leaving room for the fact that if you drop off, it's fine. That's what I think. So mentality-wise, something is definitely wrong there. The wrong messages are being sent. And for me, when your coach is coming out saying stuff like that, I mean, of course, players then will, now they drop off. And what is guys like Leicester saying, for example? Yeah, but guys, we said we're not in it. But that for me, the completely wrong mentality altogether. And it's no wonder that they're just slipping further and further and further and further down. And it's not just a thing of they just are still within touching distance. They're just going to keep slipping now. So I think mentality-wise, whoever came out and thought it was a good idea to say out loud, we're not in the title race. You can say it in private, but you can't say it out loud. In my opinion, right? You're there, compete. If you fall off, then you fall off, guys. We tried.
Yeah, I've got another theory. I hear your theory, and your theory probably makes sense. Your theory is sound, but I've got another theory. Ever since a certain Jadon Sancho arrived in London, they've been sliding down.
Our favorite freedom fighter.
The freedom fighter. Mandela.
I gotta love Sancho.
It's crazy watching, just like on social media, watching the Chelsea fans' journey, because like we know this journey so much. It went from we stole United's best attacker and the price 25 million, blah blah blah, and then to like them like talking about Sancho, because he can do a nice 1-2 every now and then, and them talking about baller, we've got a baller. and you see them slowly descending into, into that
Realization.
that they've been scammed.
But on to LG's point about like mentality, the problem about rebuilding a team from scratch, like Chelsea's done, is like there's almost no one there you could say who knows the Chelsea, who knows like Chelsea Football Club, like what it's about, what it means to be Chelsea in a title race, to kind of keep pushing things. A bunch of new players, bunch of young players. A new manager as well. I've always said about Chelsea, if only they just had some experienced guys in there.
Yeah, they've got no spine. Yeah, they've got no. Yeah, it's that thing, and it's that whole Moneyball thing that's coming to bite them. Right, we're gonna buy all the best young talent statistically. All the statistically looking great, and then when all of these guys mature, we'll have a super team. But chief, you still have to live life between now and until when all of these guys are clicking.
The whole phase between I'm young and I'm performing.
Yeah. And the reality is that like you can say we're building a team for the future and in 3 years time it's gonna be lit. But these guys, Cole Palmer and stuff, Cole Palmer's not gonna wait 3 years for this thing to come to fruition.
Absolutely not. For me, it's a thing of, again, like imagine when Leicester won the league and they were challenging. Ranieri came out and said we're not on the league title just because it's Leicester and no one expects it. What a nonsense mentality. Dog, you are there. Just play your game.
Exactly.
If you fall out, you fall out. It's simple. Don't say you're in, don't say you're out. Just play.
Yeah. He should have just done the standard. Guys, we're taking it one game at a time, and like rather leave it. But like to outright say we're not in a title race to kids.
Exactly.
What Mandem? Mandem heard you guys, and they're like, "I'd bet." They're like, "I'd bet."
Arsenal went from 5th to a title challenge, just like that. Like these things can happen, right? Just shut your mouth, say whatever you need to say to the press to get them off your back, and tell the guys, let's keep pushing. Next game. That's how we win the next game. That's how we win the next game. Before you know it, maybe you drop points in 2 or 3 games max. And before you know it, we're in February, and here you are maybe 5 points off the top, or maybe you're only 4 points behind on Arsenal. Now you're third. At least aim for the stars and land somewhere. They're up there. But for you to just outright say, no, there's no chance, we're not in it. Now look, you're 6th. Just like that.
Yeah. Sure.
But being fair, let's just be fair. They were never in the title race from the get-go. When the season started, we wouldn't even speak about Chelsea being a title race.
Yeah.
But they put themselves, their performances kind of put themselves in a position.
That was Arsenal 2-3 seasons ago when all of a sudden we're just challenging and we found ourselves 8 points clear at the top. To begin with, no one said we were going to get there. It's not the point. You are there.
I think no, that's a good point actually with Arsenal. Yeah, you were 5th and then all of a sudden you're challenging. It's a good point. It is what it is, but for me,
Timber.
Speaking of Timber, let's segue into your game. Mikel Merino. I see you guys are saying Haaland, Isak, come outside. I see your fans.
Our fans are clowns. That's as simple as I can put it. Guys, any fan with common sense knows that with the situation that we're in right now, the only obvious substitution was to get the tallest player, arguably in your team, up front and spam crosses in. That's what you do. There's nothing else you can do, right? Your front three has no backup whatsoever. You don't even have a recognized striker in the team. Everyone's injured. So the best that you can do is get tall players like he bought them in the summer. And I mean, even leading up to the game, I was like, okay, cool. Merino's probably going to be trained as a striker or play or is going to feature somehow. And he featured, right? And he's Spanish. So technically there's something there naturally with more Spanish players. But I think now I've seen some videos and some fans saying stuff like, who needs a striker? We've got Merino. That's foolish. That is foolish. That is like, I want to use stronger language, but yeah. That is foolish, right? Because he's not doing this against, let's say, Real Madrid in the Champions League. He's not doing this against Liverpool at Anfield. He's not doing this possibly against the West Ham or against who else are we playing? We're playing someone else, man. Nottingham Forest. He could struggle to do this against Nottingham Forest. So we don't have an attack, right? Raheem Sterling is rubbish. absolute garbage, trash. Chelsea, please take him back. Literally, send him back on loan and keep paying his wages. That's how rubbish he is. Just send him back. He's just a body now, right? He's just a body. Dead weight, complete dead weight. So, no, I think I didn't see that coming. I will take the 3 points. In the bigger scheme of things, do I now believe, or am I delusional enough to think that without a striker I can still put a proper title charge? No. I'm only up there simply because everyone else is crap. That's
in that
literally
first
it.
half, it looked like you guys were never gonna score, man. It looked like you
Dog,
were never, and even
Up
with
until the 80th minute, it looked like we were never going to score.
yeah, and that Nwaneri kid, that guy, bro.
Yeah.
Live
Damn it.
wire.
He's good.
That guy's good.
Talent.
Yeah,
Raw
that's good.
talents.
But again, now you're seeing you guys. Yeah, no, Yamal, come outside. Ethan is the modern day Messi. Like it's, I think Arsenal fans are the like you've got
They're
the most
clowns.
gassable fan
Clowns.
base. Doesn't take much.
I don't understand. I don't understand. How do you spend 2 decades without winning a league title, but you have all this chest? Make it make sense.
No, but I don't disagree with that, man. Like, Arsenal is still a big club, man.
I get that, but we're not acting like it. So
Arsenal
until we
still-
act like it, relax.
Yeah, I'm not too mad. I'm not too mad at like Arsenal thinking they can make it happen because that's because we were just dragging Chelsea for not having the right mentality, right? So I mean, you have to admit that someone has to, Arsenal is the last big club left, challenging for the title.
Yeah.
So
Do you think
they have to
do you
do
think
that
that
with
the
their
players
chest.
do you think that the players get gassed from the fan gas?
The overhype, absolutely.
yes.
That happens every single time. I mean, dude, how many young players broke through the Arsenal team and we thought, the next so and so, and then 2 seasons later, fell flat. That happens more often than not in English football in general, right? Never mind just Arsenal. Like there was the Jack Wilshere, overplayed injuries, gone. There was your the Ox, right? Out. Arsene Wenger saying some kid named Gideon Zalalem, the next Fabregas. We've never seen him in the first. Like these things keep happening. All I'm simply saying is the difference between us and Chelsea is no one is calling Nick Jackson the next Drogba. They're humble. They're calm. Relax. Right? No one is saying stuff like where's Lamine Yamal. I mean, the kid at the age of 17 literally took the Euros by storm. You drove his nation home at the age of 17. And you want to talk about Nwaneri, who's only played 5, 6, 7 good games? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
That's just embarrassing. That's just embarrassing.
Yeah, but the fanfare side, bro. You've got a good kid on your books there.
Definitely. Which is why I'm worried that Arteta might ruin him.
Jeez. Oh, you of little faith.
No, guys. Martinelli burst onto the scene and scored 10 goals in 12 games as a striker at the age of 18. What's happened to him? Bukayo Saka used to dribble past players. Yes, he's getting goals, which is fantastic. He's getting assists, which is fantastic. But is he the same that same electric live wire player that burst onto the scene and was dribbling past people, not making people for fun? No, he's not anymore. He even said himself in an interview, he's like, look, I'd like to attack more, but the manager wants me to defend. It's robotic football in the final third, which you can't. Youngsters can't develop under that.
Yeah. Hey, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
So Havertz is out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Mikel Merino came through, but let's look at your next fixtures. You've got West Ham at home,
And then Forest.
and then Forest away,
You see.
and then United away. So that one's a bye, and then you've got Chelsea at home,
Yeah.
Fulham at home, and then you've got Goodison Park.
Mhm.
Next couple of fixtures.
But
And
you know what? But you know what my issue is, and then now that you've spoken about us, Arsenal fixtures, I don't know if there's any merit in just quickly touching on Liverpool fixtures. Liverpool have a really crappy run of fixtures, man. And I'm really fixated on the fact of Arsenal have to challenge for the title. Like there's no excuse.
Yeah, no,
Fixtures
we have
aside,
to. We have to.
the fixtures are kind. The fixtures are kind to Arsenal. Yes, there's no striker, all the stories, but Arsenal just have to. This is it, man. Like if Arsenal don't do something like big, in this whole cycle of like Arsenal football club,
I am
if they
where
don't
you
do
are
something,
a season ago.
Yeah, and you can look. Let's talk about Liverpool fixtures. So the next one, they go to Villa Park
Hence
next,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they go to Etihad after that,
Mhm.
and then they host Newcastle,
That's
and then
hectic.
those are 3 hectic games, and then they host
That's
Southampton, cool, and then they've got the Merseyside derby again,
Mhm.
and
They were
then
robbed, by the way, in the one during the
Brentford.
week.
Wait, who
Robbed,
got robbed?
Hard luck. It happens,
Uh,
man. Yeah, I saw.
But guys, this
Oliver.
Liverpool team, hey, they just know how to win. It's like we can say they are not that convincing at times, but they're winning.
I'm not
And
buying
we
it,
just have
man.
the we
I'm
just
not
have the
buying it.
hallmark of
I'm
a
sorry,
title
it's just,
man.
winning team.
but it's just wild. How can
They're
you?
just
How
winning.
can you potentially
not
be
buying it.
champions and just be so unremarkable the whole way, right? Like
I'm not
it's
buying it, man. I'm not
it's
buying it, man.
wild.
Look, I think here's the thing, right? We're assuming that Arsenal players that are remaining are going to stay fit. There's no rotation options now, right? Everyone has to play every single game. And there's 2 competitions, a Champions League where things are going to be intense, and the whole league where things are still going to stay intense. And again, we didn't lose the league because we played the big 6 or had terrible runs of form, whatever. No. It is the West Hams that tripped us up. It was the Villas that tripped us up. It was the smaller teams that tripped us up. It's the dropping points to the Bournemouth, the likes of Fulham. That's how we lose the title. We didn't lose it playing against your Liverpool, Cities, and what. I mean, even last season, we took maximum points, I think, off of everybody barring City, and I think maybe barring Liverpool. Everyone else in the top 6, maximum points. Well, also to Chelsea, we do 3-3 with them. So they're not our issues. Our issues is
So you've just named 3 guys you didn't take maximum points off of.
hey,
Then
exactly.
Arsenal. So you only took maximum point off of 2 guys.
Basically, but no one else had a better record against the top 6 is the point, right? And that still wasn't
Yeah.
enough. So there's no way I'm going to get all excited as a fan because a midfielder who's done nothing all season except the odd goal here and there, scoring a brace against, let's be fair, Leicester relegation fodder. Let's be fair.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So there's nothing to get excited about. If he does this for the next 2-3 games, okay, cool. Let's talk now. Maybe there's something. But again, we're assuming that no one's going to get injured.
Yeah. Damn, I'm looking at Leicester. Leicester's Southampton Monakasona. Southampton 9 points. Southampton is guaranteed. They've got 9 points. Right.
They're not going anywhere. Yeah, they're out.
And then 19th, you've got Leicester in 17. And then you've also got Ipswich in 18th, in 17 as well. With a 3 better goal difference. Wolves, 19 points. Right there. Yeah, I think like in all, I don't even want to take it for granted, man. The way we're going in our injury list,
But I said
we'll get to that. But like it seems like between Wolves and West Ham, there's an 8-point gap, and surely we can't waste that gap. Surely we can't.
Yeah,
But
I know. Yeah, the gap to the bottom is a big one. Eh? If we manage to screw that up, my gosh.
Nah, then Amarim must go. Then he must go. Like irrespective of we don't care about your player, or then he must just go.
there we go.
But
That sounds like
no.
fan. Standards.
But we're talking relegation. We're talking relegation here. So that's
Gotcha.
the club will literally go bust if we get relegated. I think
Yeah.
Manchester United will cease to exist. The stuff that's been coming out about our finances. Yeah. Did you guys see that stuff? Man United is broke.
Scary.
They are dangerously. At first, we thought no, it's a PSR thing because we know throughout the Glazers' tenure they've just been throwing money around, stupid buys, looking for shirt sellers and all sorts of stuff, and just the total dereliction of duty. But it came out now that like Man United, just never mind PSR, just from an operating budget point of view, they were like dangerously low. And if Sir Jim didn't put in that 300 million that he did after he came through, Man United would like as a business not have any money to pay its employees.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I think
Crazy.
Wow.
I think all the stuff that came out in this past week is like, I don't know what's gonna happen this summer, bruh. Like it's
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be surprised as well.
Yeah, that's why they've got all these. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say this whole Glazer model has always been built on United guarantee Champions League football.
Yeah,
And the moment you don't get Champions League football, then the whole model is a mess. And at the same time, we are very debt-ridden as well. And we still owe so much on transfers. So, and also the COVID thing that happened. We haven't recovered from COVID as well. So, for me, it was sooner or later, the chickens will have to come home and roost.
Yeah, it's
Sad.
wild, bro. It's
Sad state
wild.
of affairs.
So,
Yeah.
so I think definitely for sure, if we get relegated, like I think the club will go bust, and unless like Sir Jim pulls a madness with whatever. But I think his problem, and I see it from his point of view, right? Because obviously he can go and he can clear the debt, but you've owned a quarter of the club. There's these men that own 3/4 of the club.
They're doing
If
nothing.
you go and you clear the debt, that's you making that guy's asset worth more, and you're not gaining anything from it, really. You're just making
Yeah.
another man's thing look good. So unless there's a thing of if I clear the debt, I get X amount of shares or like a sizable chunk, like there's no, it doesn't make business sense to clear the debt from his point of view. It's just a mess, bro. It's just a mess.
It's just problems on problems, man.
Ahmad out for the season. Kobe, they're saying, is about 6 weeks. Ugarte Collier out. I think hopefully those guys could come back next game, if not the game after. But
What's happening? What's happening?
I've got a theory. I think Dalot got overzealous in training. All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you, bro? We had a break. We played Leicester. We made it through to the next round of the FA Cup. We had 9 days to train. And we're like, okay, cool, good shot. These guys are going to have time with Ruben. They're going to train and blah, blah, blah. Out.
Yeah.
Out.
And that was actually supposed to be what kind of picks us up is more
Bruh.
time training, and then you come out of that cycle with half a squad.
Yeah. Like when I saw the bench today,
It's
and I'm like,
bad. It's
only
bad.
one of these guys has an official Premier League photo. The rest of the guys, bro, they've been nowhere near the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Let's go to the game, guys. Gents.
But maybe just to start, to kind of try and start with the game. I'm interested in your opinions on Xerxes' performance today. I'm not sure what to make of it. I'm not sure what to make of him anymore. I'm still trying to make up my mind.
Yeah,
he's a baller. Just accept it.
But from today's game, his performance was very frustrating. It's kind of like he's in the thick of the action. He's seeing a lot of the ball, but you're not getting anything. And then that gets very frustrating. It's like, okay, dude, now you're getting your chance.
Yeah,
you're playing in the position that works well for you, but he doesn't give you any delivery.
I just think that
he's a very frustrating player.
I just think that Rasmus is 14 times as frustrating, if that's the case then. And if Rasmus can get such a long run of games, despite how frustrating he is, then surely Xerxes needs time to work on these frustrating things, so he can actually get onto some form and some momentum, I think.
Yeah, but Xerxes had a good game, guys. If I'm being honest, he was connecting the attack. I feel like was playing out of his position. Garnacho frustrated us. Bruno was not at his best. Casemiro, you could tell that he hasn't played in ages.
Legs are gone. Yeah.
So, Xerxes really, for me, he had a good game. He was one of our standout players today. But unfortunately, he can't do it by himself, eh?
Yeah, I also thought he had a good game linking up the play. I was a bit annoyed at that volley of his at the 81st minute. He had such a clean shot, and I was like, my guy,
And
you have to bury that, man. But otherwise, overall, I think he had a good game. Today's game was so frustrating. We had so many chances, guys. So many chances.
Yeah.
But our front line is it's non-existent, bro. Garnacho, that guy, bro. Like, I don't know what more do you want? How many more chances do you want? Clean on through.
Should have sold him.
Wasteful.
Missed opportunity
I
to
play.
make money.
We sold him, and then who, bro? We don't have a squad now. Who is gonna play? So, like, you do that. The problem is, so Dogu. Let's talk Dogu. Dogu looks legit to me. He looks like we've got a proper left wing back.
Yeah.
But now again, Garnacho. Now that guy was overlapping so many times.
Couldn't hit.
Garnacho is just like, no, I don't see you. I'm just tunnel vision here. I'm doing my thing here, and it's like, bruh, come on. Bloody Andre Onana, that guy, and that guy has a sickness.
Do you blame
That guy,
him? You blame
he's
him for the
pairing.
goal?
Yes,
Do you blame him for the
100%.
goal?
That guy, and he's parrying. That guy parries to the enemy so many times. It's so consistent where he parry, bruh. If you can't direct it out or whatever, but he keeps on pushing it back into play so many times, and we keep on getting punished from the same thing, bruh. Like, I believe, bruh, as a keeper, that's something that's 101 thing. That's a 101. If you can't catch it, redirect it at least. Don't just push it back into the mix. Into the like this guy. Did you see Mr. Distribution? The 89th minute, we're already struggling. He throws the ball right to, was it Pedro Porro? Right into Pedro Porro's legs.
Yeah.
Dogu had to take a yellow card for the team now because it's like, this guy.
Yeah, look, I didn't watch the game, but I was listening to, who was it? A couple of YouTubers watching it, just commentating and talking about the game. Again, I'll probably try and watch the game on repeat, like in full, but it didn't seem like the performance was terrible. It seemed like you guys had some rhythm or something going on. You just couldn't finish your dinner or do something clinical up front. And it was a silly goal to concede. It wasn't like one of those where you're carved wide open. It was just a stupid goal to concede.
Yeah. No, fully, bro. Like,
in a game like that, it's hard to tell if we, what level we're playing at, because the general kind of standard of play is just so poor from both teams.
El Madico.
It's like two bad teams canceling each other out.
It's like
you just don't know what to think.
I think,
Look,
like I said, I'll probably watch the game or check some highlights, especially some extended ones. I think for me, that game, going into it, I wasn't clear that anyone could win, right? Because, like I said, and I've always said, Spurs are trash, right? That's like a no-brainer for me. But at the same time, you guys aren't playing well, and there's so many people out. All right, so I'm like, this guy doesn't know his starting lineup still, and half of his starting lineup that he could pick from is not available now, or at least his key areas. So it's like, okay, it was going to be interesting to see what he was going to do. But again, it sounded like there was a performance to some degree. It's just sloppiness that cost you the goal, and sloppiness that caused you not to score.
Yeah, I think if we fix those 10s, bro, and we get a striker, just as things stand, I think we need more than that. But already you'll see a level. Bro, it goes to the final third to die, and Garnacho's just so. Garnacho must come off from the bench. That must be his role. Yeah. That's where he is in his career.
Agreed.
And there's no shame in that. You're a young guy, but that's where you need to be. You can't be the starting guy.
And this is Man United. Restore standards.
Yeah. It was a side note, and I know it's got nothing to do with anything, but I was so annoyed seeing those Ineos on the seats because Ineos sponsors Spurs. So just seeing all the seats with Ineos there and thinking about our dire situation, and I was like, freaking heck.
It's bad.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. We come from a week where we were laughing at everybody. Everybody's out of the FA Cup. And it was like, the path is seeming like nice and easy in that thing. Then all the injuries.
Actually, can we talk about that Leicester result that you guys got, where you had half your team offside to win it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I watched that game. You guys come back that win. I'm sorry. You guys got lucky. No.
It's our boy Rude, man. I'm sure he'll give us one there.
Because I'm like, my first question was like, okay, cool. It's very clear that Ahmad Fit in the current squad, wingback is his position. I know you want him in the 10. I know he can do some things there that other guys can't, but at least if you have a body occupying the defense at a 10 and him doing things on the wing, you can get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, Dogu left, Ahmad right. What happens? He starts Dogu right, Dalo left. Halftime, Dogu off. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Dalo stayed on the pitch. And the only reason that game worked is because Garnacho stretched the pitch and was just doing this the whole time. Up and down cross, up and down cross, up and down cross. And I'm like, but surely you can see then, if you're doing it on the left-hand side, now imagine Ahmad doing the same thing on the right-hand side. Game in, game out. Just someone to bomb up and down those wings. Yes, there aren't any proper 10s. Yes, there's no proper striker, but chances were being created left, right, and center. Just by doing that alone.
Garnacho deserved that goal. That was a goal line clearance where
Yeah, I
Garnacho,
remember.
he deserves it. So I suppose if he just had to round it off, he just deserved it.
Exactly. So I'm like, and that's why I look at the manager. I'm like, dude, it's very clear with the squad that you have right now what you can do to get the best out of them. Get pace on the wings, right? Have a pivot that can at least defend your defense, that can protect your defense, and have 10s that are just bodies occupying what's happening in the box. Because it's not like they can just mark the wings and leave the center completely occupied. Clearly, that's what's going to work. You don't have 10s that are going to be skillful, creative, dribble and do all these things. Put them out wide. Have 10s just be bodies that occupy what's going on and utilize those wings. Look for those overlaps. Just bomb up and down.
As long as Garnacho's coming off the bench, then it will work.
Exactly. So Dogu starts, Garnacho off the bench to replace him. Or maybe to be in that other 10.
But like you said, Tish, now with all the injuries, if Garnacho's on the bench, who starts? You know, it's such a tricky situation.
Angel, guys, play Angel.
Heaven.
Sorry.
I'm a bit annoyed with that. Like Amarim didn't play the kids today. Like, fine, they didn't start. No, fine, they didn't start. That's cool, great. I understand not starting them, but like
on the bench, why?
To just give Cheeto 3 minutes at the end in stoppage time. Someone, you need a goal, and you're struggling, and you're creating chances, and you've got this young boy, fine, fair. He's small, he's lightweight, all sorts of stuff, but he's also banging in a hat trick every other day, right? And then you're chasing it. You are creating chances. Why not give him at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes even? Like, why do you bring him on 90 plus for like the that was a bit annoying.
Rasmus, what did he do today?
What does Rasmus do every day, any day, bro? Like, what does all Rasmus does is he's eating into that transfer fee. He's lowering it every performance.
Just amortizing that value so you can just get him off the books. Wow. No, man, I think...
he had moments, but majority of them, he was frustrating.
Exactly. So for me, I'm like, okay, cool. Dude, you're already losing the game. We know that you have injuries. You can always use that as an excuse and blame them. But throw the kids on. Just throw them on. Throw 2-3 of them at a go. Just be like, guys, hey, you bomb up and down here. You occupy the box here. You as a 10, just go in. Spam crosses in. Let's go. Because like you said, the chances are being created. Get a bunch of kids in there and say, guys, go for it. You lose, you can say, guys, all I have is kids to use.
Unless the idea was, kids, look at what your how do you say it, your role models are doing. And at the same time, he's looking at
role model.
The Glazers.
Role model.
Role model.
Look at your role models. Look how shit your role models are.
Who's this role model? Who's this role model?
Let's rather just say your seniors. Let's rather just say your seniors.
Basically.
That role model.
Look at your seniors. Do you think your seniors are better than you? The next game, I'm putting you on and show me that you are better than them. At the same time, I'm thinking he's also looking at I can't say the Glazers, but it's a gym. That thing of Anthony left, no replacement. Rashford left. No
Why did Anthony leave? Why did you guys let him go?
Look, Anthony was under Ten Hag. He wasn't playing, and then he came through under Amarim. He played right wing back a couple of times. He played, I think, 10 once or whatever. I was okay with Anthony leaving, but that's on the proviso that you get another body in, right? So, which we all thought. I thought we were gonna get people in. I thought Anthony's out, Rashford's going out. I thought obviously we're gonna bring someone in, and I was happy with that. I was happy with that because I was like, Rashford is not playing, so he can go.
Yep.
Anthony's barely playing, so he can go, but we're freeing up cash flow so we can get someone.
You're doomed.
If I knew from the
Good.
beginning that we weren't gonna get anybody, then Anthony
everyone.
shouldn't
What's the
have
point?
gone anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, because
But
I'm thinking now the next person that can play on that right wing back for now was Anthony.
It was Anthony.
A like for like replacement for thingy. You can just let him, dude, just go forward. Don't worry about defense. We'll cover you. We'll make a plan. Just go forward. And the thing is, he has the work rate to go up and down that way. He has it.
But but with Man United and the transfer activity, looking back, I suppose you just have to remember that there's a long-term plan here, clearing out the dead wood, making space for Amorim's players. So
And
now
staying
is
in
the
the
time
Premier
where you
League.
have to remember. Now it's difficult
Staying in the
now
Premier
because
League.
now you're struggling, but you have to keep in mind that the guy needs to get his own squad in. So what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. So like the jury's out, right? Because only like I hear you, and it's true, but that's only true if in the summer they make moves now, and they're like, because of what we did then, we're able to do this now. But if they go and they have a mediocre summer, then
it's a waste. What was it for?
then it was a waste.
But it's a waste, exactly. Because tell me something, PSR resets every 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are being measured 2022, 23, 24, right? That's the 3-year period they're looking at.
I don't. Yeah. I'm not. I don't know. Possibly.
Okay, the only reason I'm saying this is because I'm looking at you guys' accounts. 2022, 100 million loss. 2023, 30 million loss. 2024, 130 million loss. That's a lot of losses.
And the maximum you can lose is 150 in a 3-year cycle.
Our years are stuffed.
So you see.
so wait. So now, are they then going to say 2025, 2024, 2023? Is it like a rolling 3 years, or just 3 years, ring fenced? Boom, next.
I don't know, but I would assume it's a rolling 3 years. But I
You're
don't
stuffed.
know
You're
for a
stuffed.
fact.
Yeah, you're stuffed.
I think that's why we're seeing things like
Game over.
selling kids, where they like everybody has a price, and we're seeing Garnacho in them, and you see, I think if we can get Rashi off though, so Sancho 25 mil, that's going to be a PSR profit, because with his amortization value, I think we owe something like 11 on Sancho. We're getting 25, so that'll be a young boost.
What is his contract? How long was his contract?
I don't know how much he had left, but he was on high wages.
Because PSR profit will basically be whatever you bought him at, less the years he's run down.
The years, yeah.
Minus the 25. So if that's a positive, then good.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a positive. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So the Sancho thing will definitely be a PSR profit once it goes through. We hope that Chelsea don't, because Chelsea have to finish in the top 14. So we hope that they don't slide down too much. So there's that, and then Rashford should be pure profit. He's off to a good start there. We hope he just keeps on firing and like doing his thing, and I hope that he does so well that at the end of it he looks at it and he's like, nah, Villa can't be where I am. I need to go to a bigger club, because that just raises the fund, right? Because I think they've agreed to a 40 million fee if Villa opts for it.
What will be hilarious is if he says no thanks to Villa, the transfer window stays open, and then you lose him for like 25. That'll be hilarious.
I'm sure though there's some clauses in there, like I think he can't just say no. There must be the lawyers, I'm sure they would have done something. So yes, he can probably say no under certain conditions, but I don't think it's just I don't want.
So if it's a rolling 3 year, then you guys already have accumulated 140 million worth of losses. So you make a loss in 2025, game over.
So you see, it's touch and go, and that's why they're talking about they're firing another 200 people now, firing some of the scouting department and all sorts of like this, all these things. It's wild.
What a mess.
It's wild. It's bruh. This club is broken at its core.
Yeah.
Bruh.
But the main thing for me again is it's the debt.
Yeah.
We're just running away from the main problem. It's the debt.
Bloody Glazers. Yeah, because some of that debt in this rolling period is going to servicing the debt. Some of the losses, it's going to servicing the debt.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I'm gonna put my accounting brain here and bore you guys quickly with a few details. So basically, the biggest reason why you're making a loss is amortization of your player contracts.
Yeah.
That's like 190 million in 2024.
Yeah.
So, and strictly speaking, that's not cash, right? That's not salaries. That's just the balance sheet value going out. So that's your biggest problem. If that number wasn't anywhere near that big, you'd be in a profit.
Yeah, you can see why they're then they fought hard to get rid of Sancho. So Sancho, for all intents, is gone. Casemiro, they're trying very hard to get Casemiro off because he's also quite a heavy earner.
Salary,
and you can see why they pushed Rashford out because his salary was heavy. I think Rashford is the top earner. So yeah, I don't believe that training stuff or whatever. Yes, Rashford has attitude problems, but they were trying to push him out. Right?
And you know, with Casemiro, we're getting to the point now where Casemiro is kind of like hurting us more than any good he's done. Hey? Like it's just getting really bad.
Yeah,
with Casemiro, it's getting really bad, man. My nigga is old, man. He is finished, you know.
Right.
And he's still just hanging around. It's like, when did United become a retirement club, man?
Dog.
You know.
When you guys decided it was a good idea to offer 30-year-olds 300K. Of course, I'm going to sit there and retire. What else am I going to do? Why would I be in a hurry?
Bro, look at Phil Jones, bro. Phil Jones was just like, I'm going to sit here until my contract expires. I'm going to bull. The dude, I think in his last 3 years, I remember there was a stat. Ed Woodward gave Phil Jones a new contract. And I think at the time he got a new contract, he was already injured for like 2 years or something like that. He gave him a brand new contract. And in that whole contract, I think he played once. The whole term of the contract, he played once.
Sentiment. That's what you guys paid for, sentiment. Yeah, so I think that's your guys' problem. Your history of buying the wrong players is what's chowing you for PSR, because PSR is using loss, which is not cash. Your cash was actually good from your operations. You generated cash. Where you lost it mostly is the debt as well. That's not helping with actual cash flow. But in
Champions
terms of
League
PSR,
as well.
Exactly, you lost that. So,
Champions
but in
League
terms
as well,
of
because because of Champions League sponsors, I think we're on that thing of, if we don't make Champions League, then the sponsor we have with Adidas, we get sort of 100% of it. We get what was it, 80%? So it's now revenue loss each time we don't get into the Champions League. And I know they offset it by saying salaries will drop a bit, but it's still a big chunk if you're not in Champions League.
Basically a mess.
Long
story short, it's just a mess.
The Glazers put us in the stuff. Like you can say, like, and then hear people, they're like, yeah, we get it, it's the Glazers, but Ineos, you also came through, and they did mess up with Ten Hag and extending his thing and then firing him later, which made the payout bigger than it had to be. And the whole thing with Dan Ashworth, that definitely contributed. But like, guys, I think you're like, the main problem is the Glazers and the situation they put us in. And it's unfortunate. And now isn't there a TV rights renewal or something that's happening from next season and whatever? And in the new TV right deal, I'm pretty sure United's not going to get the same amount that they used to get from TV revenue, because there's big players now, and like the league has changed, the landscape has changed. I'm sure we'll get something, but I don't think we'll get the same.
No, definitely not the same. But I think from Sky Sports and the Premier League's perspective, obviously it's a question of who's going to be watching, right? There's more Man United fans on the world than anyone, so that might at least be strong enough to get a substantial portion of what you guys already have.
I've lived to see my team going from Super Sport 3 to Super Sport Awkward, bro, to Awkward Super Sports, bro. I'm like, I'm way too far here.
Super Sport Extra.
Bruh. Variety too, bruh. Like all these weird. Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know, bruh. In a nutshell, we're finished. We're going to James. I think you were talking about Look at your seniors. Next game, blah blah blah. Next game is Goodison Park, bro.
Yeah, and David Moyes is doing
David Moyes is on one.
Moise.
So I don't know.
And he's getting a result, isn't he?
Yeah, I think David Moyes can really look to get 3 points. I think he
He's
can
gonna try and get
he
3
can-
points.
He can try and do that.
No, he's definitely gonna. I mean, like, guys, Moyes is a good manager. He's a decent manager. He knows what he's doing. Old school, defensive. I'm gonna hit you on the break. We're gonna defend very well. You guys, you're not gonna break his defense down easily, and they will get you on the counter because they've got pace. So
Yeah, and it's still revenge for him because he still
Exactly.
believes that he was never given a chance.
Yeah, but his revenge arc must also finish. I mean, he's faced us a few times with West Ham. We played him so many times with West Ham. When is his revenge arc gonna end? Yeah, but I don't know, man. Bruh, like that's why I go back to what I was saying. The aim of this season is 41 points. Anything more?
what a shame.
It's the best.
What
I
a
w-
shame.
But I will say, Amarim is going to be under pressure next season from game one.
Yeah.
He's going to be
absolutely.
under insane pressure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I think what people were hoping for is that he has enough talent as a manager to at least figure something out in the interim. You don't have to abandon your principle and your systems, but just do something, make something work on a consistent basis.
I think Amarim might also be opening himself up to criticism with the system now because there are so many things that are changing around him, injuries, transfers, and yet he, and don't ditch the system, but variation, or just tweak or try something different, just evolve the system maybe, he's really not about that at all. So then you say that from next season he's under pressure. I think
He needs to get it right.
He's under pressure
I think
now.
the window. I think like the level. I think he's almost like getting close to his neck now.
Bruh, people are already saying Amarim out, and like Gary Neville, that bloody weasel, he's already like he's on the offensive. Just all of these pundits are the worst pundits in those guys hate us. They hate it, bro. Have you ever heard Gary Neville doing punditry on a Man United game?
He's not a game. I've only seen afterwards, like his post-match reactions.
He is absolutely terrible. Like he tries so hard to say, I'm gonna be unbiased and whatever, but like he goes like all the way on the other side, and he's an op. He's an actual op. This guy. If you listen to his punditry.
Yeah.
Is he worse than Owen? Worse than Michael Owen?
Michael Owen, I know, is an op, so it's fine. But Gary Neville is supposed to be on your side. He's supposed to be a fan of the club, and like it's wild. It's wild. So yes, I'd say he's worse because of that.
I think from his perspective, obviously the amount of silverware he's won in United, and the standards he knows are supposed to be there. So that might also be a part of him calling the PS out.
But
right?
these men also speak like football hasn't changed. They speak like football is exactly the same as it was when they were playing.
No, it's not exactly the same, but the principle of finding a way to win was always there. I mean, Fergie even said himself, I might be a dinosaur, but what I am is a winner. I will find a way. I will find a way. Come hello, high water, I will find a way. And I think the disappointment, even from me in Amarim, I'm like, dude, I've watched you pick the wrong starting lineup game after game after game after game. Playing players in positions where I'm like, but it's not working, Chief. How long is it going to take that it's not working? Surely something must give. Try this, try that. Like within the confines of your system, put some pace on the wings instead and be dead in the middle. Just try that for a game. Let's see how that goes. Rasmus is giving you nothing, but Xerxes keeps chilling on the bench. Give him 7 games straight and let's see what happens. Just something, anything. Just make something work.
Yeah. He's like he's stubborn. He reminds me of, and not like don't say I'm comparing him to him or whatever, but it reminds me of Pep a lot in terms of like how
This is my way.
When he's in a stubborn mode, like where he can do it like that, and he would rather, instead of moving one guy from here to two guys because you have to swap, but instead of moving 2 guys and just swap them like we were talking about
That's
the
it.
Dalot
Yeah.
and Dogo. Instead of doing that, he'll make like 5 changes rather. Like I'll put this guy here, put this guy here, put this guy here, put this guy here. And it's like sometimes it's like, bruh, I think you're overthinking this thing a little bit.
Champions
And
League final against
like,
Chelsea. Why
yeah.
Rodrigo's on the bench? What for?
Right.
No reason. And the reason they conceded the goal is because there wasn't a 6.
Yeah.
And they lost the game 1-0.
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's exactly that. I'm
It's-
thinking to my principles no matter what, but at least make the principles work is all I'm saying. We're okay
But
with the fight at the
unfortunately,
back.
yeah, unfortunately for Amorim, you know, in the Pep comparison, you have to have the track record of being
Exactly.
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like high
Exactly.
percentage, you
Yeah.
know, before you
Don't
can
get the
just,
Champions
you know,
Leagues. Exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
so it's
No, for sure.
I don't know,
Sure.
man. It's
No.
it's crazy.
I'm not convinced.
But I think the United project, it is a time thing. Unfortunately, if we just had a fast forward button, I think that's what United need. United just need this season to end today. You know, today.
You sound like
literally just
Chelsea,
needs to be-
You sound like Chelsea. We're gonna buy players young, hit the fast forward
Yeah.
button. We have a phenomenal team in 3 years.
Unfortunately, that's not how
No,
it
no,
works.
no, no.
But
The
for
results, pal.
United, the
Results.
current situation is just
Yeah.
it's turning into a nightmare again.
So, gents,
No.
a lot has happened. Let's recalibrate just across the board. Let's look at Arsenal. Let's look at United. Let's look at expectations for the rest of the season. Right? Arsenal still in the Champions League. You're second. Is it 7 points now behind Liverpool? But we know your forwards are out. At 7 points behind Liverpool. We know Havertz is out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Martinelli is out for a while. I don't know how long that is. Jesus is out as well for a while.
Yeah. Chief, there's
He's
no one.
out. Yeah. Saka, they think maybe April he'll be back. I heard
I don't
somewhere
want
he
him
was
back.
targeting the Man United game, which is in
I don't
March.
want-
But they're
I
saying,
don't want him back in March. But yeah,
so that's that. Noneri is there. You've got, and then that's, Trossard, I suppose, is a forward, but you've got no bench basically. That's your in terms of strikers. You've got no depth. So
Yeah.
now, where you are now, we've played 25 games, 13 to go. You're in the
Yep.
Champions League.
Yep.
What's your recalibrated expectation, or what do you think you guys can achieve?
my expectation doesn't change, right? Which is why I want him gone. My expectation at the beginning of the season or beginning of 2 seasons ago, even 5 years when we got the job, was where Arsenal, I need you competing very quickly and I need you getting silverware in the process. And if you can get me a league or a Champions League, ultimately, fantastic. What you cannot do is get nothing and we're still 5 years and $750 million spent. That for me is already unacceptable. However, being realistic, where we're going to end up, because I'm not going to get my wish of this guy leaving at the end of the season. We're not going to win the Champions League. Again, it's exactly what you said. You need a squad, right? Because we're banking on the same set of players staying fit for 2 competitions, playing against quality opposition week in, week out. That's just not going to happen, right? That's number one.
Who do you guys
Number
have in the
two-
CL, by the way?
I have no idea.
This
Yeah.
new format is
This new format, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah.
I wait until I see the announcement of to say who we're playing or what channel the game's playing on, and then I know who we're playing. It's very annoying, this format.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to win it because at some point we're going to go up against Europe's elites, and again they have proper players and proper coaches who tactically can outsmart our manager easily.
Yeah.
You understand? And again, cup competitions are one of those things where even if you go down or even if things are going according to plan, normally you can look at your bench and do something. I don't have that option anymore, except for Marino coming in to head the ball and get a brace, which is not going to happen every single game. So forget about us winning the Champions League. That's just not going to happen, right? In terms of the league, again, do I see Liverpool dropping points? Yes. However, what I don't see is Liverpool dropping points and us not dropping points, because both has to happen, right? I need to not drop points while Liverpool drops points, and then I need to go beat them, and then I'm almost guaranteed the league. And with a lack of a squad, I don't see that happening. I mean, already for 2 seasons in a row with my squad fully fit, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it with Bukayo Saka on the right and guys going up all the way. I don't see how I do it now. I just don't.
You're lucky Forrester's running out of gas there.
Nah,
But let's see.
they keep doing this.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Up and
It
down.
was-
See, you know, City, these ninjas, these guys will just like sneak up. Let's see, they're 9 points behind you. Honorable mention, I did not expect that result and that
They
performance.
smashed them.
Newcastle,
Yeah, it was
they smashed it.
crazy.
Oh, Mama Mush, that guy,
Mamouche.
that guy's a problem, bro. That guy's a problem. Let me actually, I must remember to get him into my FPL after this. I hate FPL, man. It makes you
And then he goes on
support
the gold route.
it makes you support top players. But yeah, so we'll see. It'll just be interesting to see how they quietly do the thing. But they're playing Liverpool next at the Etihad. So hopefully, and you guys are playing West Ham. And Graham Potter, I think Graham Potter has them playing better, but their results are still a bit
Trash.
they're still trash. So this weekend's an opportunity.
Yeah.
Look,
You know, you talk about recalibrating, the whole title challenge. You know, I'm really vocal about this whole someone has to challenge Liverpool, and I'm pointing the finger at Arsenal, you know. So for me, 7 points is 4 points, considering the game that you have to play Liverpool. You know, then that game is
we still have to play them though.
yeah, but then that game is like there's more in your control.
But you have to beat
Like,
them.
are
You have to beat them.
Yeah,
I have to beat them.
and you have a shot, a guaranteed shot at eating 3 points away from the 7, you know. And you know, if you're talking about challenging, then it's like, you know, you kind of give them that opportunity to handle business. And also looking at Liverpool's fixtures, they're gonna drop points. Liverpool are dropping points now, hey, like soon, like in the next month, Liverpool are gonna shed some points.
This
You know,
man
and
doesn't
then
know
you
Arsenal.
start talking, and then you start talking about how Arteta is also at that point. You talk about Arteta is at that point of like, hey, chief, this is your time now. You owe us something. Otherwise, next season for him is also a nightmare if he doesn't get something, you know, within this cycle. So
Chief.
with all of those kind of things, it's like you just expect, you want it. It's like you want, you know, especially as like a big
Yeah.
team sitting outside, man. It's like, guys, come on, man. Like this is it, you know. This is all or nothing team talks, man. This is like Amazon content right here, you know. Like it's time for like
You are 2 years
the
late.
real
Eh?
Arsenal to stand up, you know.
You are 2 years late. You are 2 years late. You are 2 years late.
Come on, give Arteta some credit though. Like you were saying, like you
For
went from
what?
fifth. No, but
For
you went
what?
from fifth. You went from fifth to challenging.
Okay.
Okay, but I suppose you had seen Arteta for a couple of years then. But I bet you didn't expect that finishing fifth the next season you would challenge.
Yeah, but context. Chelsea fell off because they had a change in ownership. Klopp did a madness. He just fell off all by himself. I don't know what the hell happened there. I think in one of those seasons we had Van Dijk injured for almost the whole season, right? It is a consequence of the fact that the only team competent enough to actually want to do something at the time was City, and City alone. Chelsea fell through, and they were spending $1 billion buying players, all mad, just buying everyone basically. Liverpool were not investing, right? KC was pulling a Kroenke. He wasn't backed, and Gagan football was just getting old. Guys were getting old, tired. They didn't reinvest, so it caught up with them. You understand? So what I see is, yes, you went from 5 to 2 all of a sudden, but what I also saw is that Liverpool's midfield aged and wasn't reinvested in, and they fell off. What I'm also seeing is that Chelsea lost Abramovich. They fell off. Do you understand? What I'm also seeing is Spurs, they stayed trash. They stayed down there. I'm not seeing anyone else doing something serious. I think this is not back when, for example, we would win the league, you would come second, and Chelsea would come third. And like the point gap difference between all of us is like 7 points maximum. It's not one of those. You understand? So yes, we did from 5 to 2, and I'm like, well, okay, cool. That happened out of nowhere. Cool. Now kick on. Do you understand? You missed out. Okay, cool. Kick on. What do? Buy the wrong players. I'm like, okay, cool. You missed out by 1 point. Surely City after 4 in a row are gonna fall off. At some point they need to fall off. You make the signings, kick on. What do? We make the wrong signings. And City falls off. And then out of nowhere, Liverpool does what they need to do. That's the second thing.
Yeah.
Thirdly, there's a reason why Arsene Wenger finished in the top 4 as long as what he did, and why Arteta finishes up there as long as what he does. If you notice that when the pressure is on, Arsenal folds. When the pressure is off, we play scintillating football. That's always been.
Didn't you guys put out a tweet like that? Something about pressure.
Pressure is a privilege.
Pressure is a privilege. And ever since you put that tweet out.
Dude,
Okay.
every single time there's pressure for us to perform. If
Yeah.
if Arsenal must do something to stay in something, they won't do it. What they would rather do is play catch up for most of the season. But for example, we're 8 points clear. We blew it.
It
At
just
some
seems like
point,
the inexperience of the manager there. Like especially when you get to like transfer windows now and it's time to
exactly.
pick on there, that feels like inexperience of the manager who seems to have had more sway than the sporting director. I don't understand that. Isn't that one of the reasons why Edu left?
There's a scandal there.
Because he
There's
was
a
like,
scandal. Yeah, there's a scandal there. Give it a year or 2 or 3, someone's going to speak up. There's a scandal there, I'm telling you.
So then basically what you're saying is Arteta is in his last chance saloon now. This is it for him. If he doesn't, if nothing happens this season, he's
Arteta
toast.
is the cat that had 11 or 12 lives.
Yeah.
This man could have been sacked under serious ownership 2-3 seasons ago already. You understand? There was a time where I think we were sitting 15th and Spurs was top of the league and Tommy Tuchel was sitting at home and we kept him. Then Chelsea hired Tuchel, Champions League, and 6 finals later.
Tuchel's not an Arsenal manager though.
All I'm saying is, Chief, all I'm saying is to give someone almost $1 billion and they're challenging for a league title and they don't win it, name me any club in world football that's in the top 6 in their league that will give a manager that amount of money and not sack him for not winning.
Yeah, like it's wild. It's wild.
That's
And
wild.
the reality, you guys, you know, you're not gonna sack him. No,
And that's the thing.
I think the earliest you will sack him is next season.
2 seasons after, Chief. Dude, our fan base is slapped. 2 seasons after. At least. He has another 2 seasons. Like this guy, I don't understand. These people are willing to back Arteta more than what they backed Emery. And the difference is one has a proven CV and silverware, the other one doesn't. It's Vibes FC, guys. Vibes FC.
Yeah, but good luck to you. Like it's like it's all of those things. Like I love to hate Arsenal, but I mean the stakes are high, man. Liverpool could win another league, so I wanna say I'm putting
Yeah,
my
come
hopes
on,
in
man.
you guys. And I know.
Free.
Also, Arsenal fans are this unbearable when they haven't won anything.
Imagine
If they dare win the league,
Shameless.
we will never.
Yeah, the end of
Chief,
it.
I will be a part of that fan base. I will be shameless. As pessimistic as I am right now, if we mess around and win it, you'll never hear the end of me, Chief.
Yeah.
You'll get a voice note every day, every morning. Good morning. Defending champions here. How are you, sir?
So
Top of the week to you.
These are the things that we're balancing. It's that, but it's Liverpool and Liverpool.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like, I can't even like get excited or put my faith in you guys. I just have to like just watch from a distance, and I must just focus on avoiding relegation. Actually, what happened? What will happen? Will happen.
Speaking of avoiding relegation, what is your guys' expectations now? I think you're 14th now, no? 13th.
I think we're 15th. Let me check.
15th.
Yes, Everton overtook us. Everton overtook us. West Ham is playing Arsenal, so they will likely not win, even if we don't win at Goodison. So let's talk about it. Earlier we were talking about winning the Europa League. We were talking about survival and Europa League. How are you gents feeling? We've progressed in the FA Cup, so we're still in the FA Cup. We're in the Europa League. We don't know who our opponents are yet. And then there's the league. What do you guys think?
In that order, our season is Europa League. The league, we're just using it to practice. FA Cup will be a bonus if we get in UEFA. But the main thing is Europa League. Europa League or nothing.
Class of 2025. Is that what we? Because who's gonna play in the Europa League? Who's gonna fire us there? Ahmad is out.
Dude, who are we going to be playing against besides Spurs? Who's going to give us the most threat?
There's
I think there's Lazio.
Real Sociedad,
Isn't Bilbao
Athletic Bilbao, Eintracht Frankfurt, but they've lost Mamouche now, so maybe I don't know how they're doing these days without Mamouche.
And those teams are very mighty, right? So we should be concerned about them.
Have you seen us play, bro? Have you seen us play football?
Yeah.
We should have some faith. It's a once-off game. It's in the
Bro,
league where we're playing lesser teams where I'm like, hey guys,
Southampton has 9 points. We were lucky to be just a few weeks ago. We were lucky to scrape past them. There's no
Guys.
team in the English Premier League right now. I'm looking at it. Wait. Liverpool. Let's go through the teams. There's Liverpool, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Newcastle, Fulham, Aston Villa, Brighton, Brentford, Spurs. Well, can't play Spurs again. Palace, Everton, West Ham, Wolves, Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton. If I look at those teams, right, I don't even really have chest for any of these guys. But if I have to like figure out who could we possibly beat, we could possibly beat West Ham. We could possibly beat Leicester when we meet again. I'm not even sure about Wolves. I'm not even sure. And I don't think we'll beat Ipswich. I don't know.
Listen, guys. James, Europa, forget it. No,
no,
forget
no,
it.
Europa,
Forget
we are in it. We haven't even lost a game yet in Europe.
Forget it. There's teams with proper European heritage who actually have squads, who actually have a style of play and actually have their players. Forget it.
And it's like, in my mind, it's like who? I mean,
Bilbao will give you guys a hiding.
guys.
Lazio will give you guys a hiding with Sarri. You'll get a hiding.
Yeah, we can't be serious now.
This man, Chief, Europe.
We
Don't
can't
do
be
Europe.
serious. If we can't win Europa League, then my guy, I honestly do not know. We are really
Chief,
not serious.
I'm trying to. James, do you think we would beat? Do you think we would beat Galatasaray over 2 legs?
No chance.
And now I think we could.
Osimhen,
Because we're not that bad I don't think we're that bad in Europe, from what I saw.
Osimhen, and who else is there? Icardi.
Icardi, you remind me of Onana. Onana giving them 4 goals.
Bruh.
But I'm not really nervous about us in Europa.
Spurs are still in
The only
Europa
team
League, Chief.
Yeah, Spurs are still there.
And Spurs have our number, bruh. We can't beat Spurs for the life of us.
It's
How
a
is it
one-off
that
game.
we can't even say lads at Spurs anymore, bruh? It's gonna be 2 legs. It's gonna be 2 legs. Spurs will beat us.
Yeah, but I guess there's still the qualification legs that's still going through, and then we'll know we are going to play against. But
Yeah.
it won't be Spurs or
Yeah, I think we can only play Spurs in the final, to be fair.
yeah. So probably we'll
Spurs
get
is not getting to no final. Come on, stop it.
we might get a Roma.
Porto,
you see.
Sociedad,
Yeah, those are serious teams.
Galatasaray.
Is
Those are
Besiktas in
serious
there?
teams.
Is Besiktas still in there?
No,
I'm not seeing them.
We might have
They're
a
not
better
there.
chance of scraping it in the FA Cup. Europe,
we
honestly,
can't. We can't play FA Cup, guys. We've won it. We need something else.
Okay.
I think Emerim just needs.
Okay.
I think for us as a club, but Emerim just needs something. He needs anything.
Yeah.
He needs anything. Even if it was Carabao, he just needs something just to
All I'm saying
buy
is,
some credit.
do not make the mistake of Arsenal fans of saying, we won that trophy before. Bigger fish to fry. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I was checking for Besiktas because I was thinking if they were in it, it would be fate for Oli to knock us out. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Besiktas. And then there's Fenerbahce with Mourinho there, who's still in it. Yeah.
There's no chance, guys. There is
Didn't
no
we
chance.
play them? Oh no, we didn't play more. Who did we play this season in Europa?
We played Porto. We played. Did we play Bodo
I
Glimt?
remember now.
We played FC20. We played
I remember
Rangers.
the Porto. Was
And-
Porto the game where Ten Hag mentioned something silly
Yes.
about it's a good result when you are not being beaten by
Yes.
Porto or something like that?
Yes, that was the one. I think it's also the same game where Bruno got that red card, I think. But yes, he made that silly comment. Yeah. So we'll see. All I'm saying is I'm not sure that we're going to win Europa League.
I know you're not.
I'm not sure.
You're not. You are not. You are not.
Oh.
If somehow after these playoffs you guys go through the whoever you play, you Chief, it's not happening. There's way too much quality in there. It's not happening.
Yeah, unless the kids come through and they spin this whole thing on its head. That's what
The last 3 minutes of every game.
No, well, hopefully you hope that they get bedded in, and but unless because there's 6-7 kids on the bench, that can, if they click, I mean that can change the fortunes. That's a whole new team.
Chelsea's
but
been
it's
waiting for
kids.
things to click, and it's been years. Guys, come on.
Well, we've got a famous history with a bunch of kids, right? So
Also 94. Here we go. Logio, guys. Logio. Forget it. Logio.
But yeah, no, my expectation, 41 points. That's a simple man. That's all I need in my life right now. Clement.
Yeah, look, for me, it's just, I think we're definitely not getting relegated. And I think where we finish in the league, is immaterial. We just need performances, man. We just need to see some sort of tangible kind of movement forward. For me, that's what I want to see. I just want to sit after a game and just think, damn, I actually saw something there.
Still waiting for the new manager bounce. We're still waiting.
I'm almost willing to just throw away any aspiration for anything, man. Like you said, 41 points is perfect, but just some form of progress,
Hey, bruh, we're finished. Let's just end this whole thing. We're finished. Guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Yeah. Gents, I'll see you guys.
3 points on for everyone, guys. Huh?
Here's a few more days of not having to watch United until the next one. Cheers.
Cheers,
Cool.
cheers, man.